Meth, we're on it. Remember that campaign in South Dakota? The slogan that was mocked and made fun of on social media and even on several late-night syndicated talk shows. Well, nearly 1 year after it launched, the state says it's still going to be using it. And as you're about to see in tonight's Eye on Kettleland, despite the incredulous and shocking television, radio, and newspaper ads, those on the front lines of fighting addiction say the campaign worked.
I'm on meth.
I'm on meth.
I'm on it too.
South Dakota's Meth, We're On It campaign may have been funny to some, but state officials say the meth problem is serious. The state says it'll still be using that slogan as it moves forward in the fight against meth. When we talk about next year, is it going to still have the slogan Meth, We're On It, or is that going to go away?
Yeah, Meth, We're On It was what we used in the first awareness campaign, and we're pivoting now to anyone, everywhere. And the whole idea here is that meth can be used by anyone in South Dakota, and it can happen anywhere. Doesn't matter if you live in rural South Dakota or in the urban areas.
Secretary, Department of Social Services, Lori Gill, says the first slogan was put out there to grab people's attention, and it worked.
One way or the other, at first you referenced some of the negative attention that it received, but one way or the other, people were paying attention, they were going to our website, and they were also reaching out for the resources for treatment.
She says the numbers were overwhelming in the first few months.
We saw a 40% increase in individuals that were seeking that treatment between November and January. So that's the kind of numbers that we were looking at, so that's one thing. The Onmethcom website, we can track how many individual people were actually going there to learn about all of the resources, and we saw almost 200,000 people that actually went there, individuals that went there. So that was a goal, because we put a lot of resources all together in one spot on that particular website.
I think it was successful in creating awareness.
Darcy Jensen with Prairie View Prevention Services says the Meth, We're On It campaign may have grabbed people's attention, but it didn't go far enough.
A media campaign is different than a prevention campaign or a substance abuse education campaign. When we look at media campaigns, whatever the product might be that we're trying to promote or sell or create awareness of, we want to grab people's attention. Prevention campaigns want to do that also, but then they want to take it a couple more steps. And that's where I'm hoping the state's going next.
The state is working on it. Gill says now that people are aware of the meth problem, the second phase of the campaign, which is still being worked on, will now focus on prevention and treatment, and it'll be targeted toward kids.
That was going to be one of the legs of this campaign. And then, as you know, right in the middle of it, between November and May, COVID hit, and a lot of schools, everybody went home. And so, you know, there's a lot of segments of this campaign that we're going to have to pick back up again now as we're watching how the school districts are handling things. But prevention to the middle school youth was a big part of what we were trying to reach as well.
But Jensen says the meth education portion of the campaign shouldn't be just for students.
For everyone. It's not, and it shouldn't be, at least in my opinion, limited to, well, we're going to work with middle school kids or we're going to work with high school kids, because those aren't the only people that are asking questions.
If you or someone you know is battling a drug addiction, we have posted resources for you under this story on Kettleland.com.